I hope I don't scare people too much as a ghost. I'd better head directly to the mage school. Right then, let's do it. I have it. I have the amulet. A fantastic world full of just incredible creatures over there, and it's so hard to believe how I got the amulet. It's a shame that only ghosts can pass through the mirror. Now I just need to see about coming back to life. That can't be too difficult. Look, Master Marcus, I'm dead. Master Marcus, hello? It looks like he can't see or hear me. Yoo-hoo! Mr. Death! Look who's back!
What the? Oh no! You're a ghost?
Woohoo! Of course I am.
That's becoming very trendy. People these days just can't let go. What do you want?
Well, this could all be a terrible mistake.
A mistake? You are dead, aren't you? Not undead or the like?
As a doorknob, but maybe I wasn't supposed to die yet.
Of course you were. It's in the Book of the Dead.
But I'm the one who wrote my name in the Book of the Dead.
Oh.
Oh?
Oh, damn. It was just too good to be true. Do you have any idea what this means?
Lot of paperwork?
No, that means I have changed the course of things. I've hugely overstepped my authority. They'll skin me at the next audit. It's not going to escape the internal auditor's attention that an unregistered ghost is floating around the place. You wouldn't believe what they did to the Norns when they fiddled the books.
What if you bring me back to life and we tear the page out of the Book of the Dead and never tell anyone about this little episode?
That might be an option. And you wouldn't really mind having to live again?
Oh, I'll just have to tough it out.
Okay. Come on, then. Lie back into your body. I'm sorry I couldn't fulfill your desire to die.
Don't worry, it was an interesting experience. I still have the amulet. Master Marcus will be so amazed. I tore the page with my name on it out of the book. I hope Death doesn't get in any trouble. An old hat that's seen better days. It no longer shines and the moths have been at it. Hello, Death.
Hello.
I didn't think my death would have any serious consequences. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have killed you. It's just I've waited for this for so long, and it really is quite good fun.
Maybe you should look for another job.
Yes, death is not such a dependable business as people think. But what could I do?
How about another profession? Your own business?
I've thought about that too. Becoming my own boss, making my own decisions.
Exactly. I'm sure there's lots of things you could do.
What do you suggest?
I could imagine you being in demand as a model. You have that emaciated look.
I only have this one cloak, and I don't know a thing about fashion. I only know about death.
You could go into research or assist in biology classes.
You mean I should lift my cloak in front of a bunch of kids and get reported by the parents? I'm not doing that. Not again.
Well, nobody knows more about killing than you do. So maybe you could work as a hitman, a skeleton.
Sometimes I have the feeling you don't listen to me. You can't die here. Should I just bury the people alive? Wait a minute. That's it.
What?
Live burials.
Huh?
I'll become a grave digger, like my father. I'll offer to bury people alive for a small fee.
But who wants to be buried alive?
There are plenty of people who do. Young people humiliated by their friends, old stars who don't want to be in the public eye anymore, rich husbands.
But what would rich husbands get out of being buried alive?
Nothing at all. But there's certainly something in it for the future widow. Who pays the bills is incidental.
I come from a long line of gnomes, and we gnomes are known to have the occasional truly strange idea. But never, not once in my entire life have I heard such a...
Don't say a word. You can be my partner. There's lots to do. We've got to order some coffins and do some publicity.
What, you want me to be your business partner?
Certainly. There's lots to do, and after all, it was your idea that I should find myself a new job.
Well, I'm honoured, but...
First of all, you'll have to raise some venture capital. You'll have to convince someone with a lot of gold that our business idea has a future.
It does?
I'll begin trials in the meantime.
Trials?
You can't sell a service like this without trying it out yourself. Death and Gnome Live Burials Limited offers only the highest quality, complete with 100% guarantee. Write that down.
An old hat that's... Hello.
Wilbur, what can I do for you?
I'm supposed to ask you if you want in on a new business proposition.
I've always got a spare ear for that. Tell me about it.
Death wants to offer live burials.
What are live burials?
You bury people, living people.
That's complete nonsense.
I know,
How much capital does he need?
but I thought you said the idea was ridiculous.
That doesn't mean there isn't any money in it. Think about it. Death abandons his previous business model and strives aggressively into new markets. And I, as the widely recognized expert of the future, see excellent prospects for success.
But who would want to be buried alive?
No one. But that's not important. We'll get the money directly from the capital markets. Investors will be queuing up.
Okay, so I can tell Death you'll provide him with financial backing.
Of course, I'll come over this afternoon and discuss it all with him. In the meantime, I'll start feeding the rumour mill.
Okay then. I have to learn a magic spell really, really quickly, and I thought maybe you could help.
What kind of spell?
Well, for my final exam, I have to cast a spell for Master Marcus. He says it takes months to learn, and I don't have that much time.
I don't think that should be a problem. I know lots of magic tricks.
Tricks?
For example, I know a trick that is largely unfamiliar to the experts, which uses a top hat and a rabbit. Your Master Marcus will be utterly dumbfounded by it. All I need is a rabbit and a top hat.
Wow! And you could teach me the spell today?
Indubitably. It'll only take 5 minutes.
Right! I'll get the rabbit and the hat. This is my lucky day. Almost too good to be true. But if something is too good to be true, it's sure to be true all the same, I always say. I don't get it. Why give Death money when he'll never earn a single gold piece with his live burials?
That's not the point. We'll sell the story, the vision.
But sooner or later people will realise what a stupid idea that is.
Naturally, but that'll take time. First, we need a glossy prospectus with pretty coffins, and some joint ventures that create media attention. Sign up some celebs to give testimonials. Then the operational losses won't trouble us so much. We spend loads of gold, and more fortune tellers will predict a good future for our company.
Why should they?
Because the shares they have in the company will then rise, and they'll not only make a profit, but also prove that they were right.
I didn't understand any of that.
That's good. If everyone understood, who could I sell my fortune-telling to?
Could we play another round of the Wheel of Fortune?
No, I don't think so. You've already won the top prize, and knowing your luck, you'll clean me out completely. I'll be left with just the underpants I'm standing in.
Then let's just leave it. I'll just be going.
I have seen that you're going to come back. See you then.
The carvings look unbelievably intricate. Someone must have worked very long. What exactly are you doing there?
What does it look like? I've dug a grave, with Grandfather's old spade in my hand and Father's top hat on my head. It's simply brilliant.
I asked the wealthy showman about risk capital. He may want to join us.
Excellent. It's going to be a success, I'm certain. There's a real gap in the market. Makes you wonder why no one thought of it before.
I can think of 1,000 good reasons right off. How are the trials going?
So far, so good. It didn't take long to dig the grave. I've got the coffin here. Of course, it doesn't meet the standards we're aiming for, but it's good enough for the trials.
Certainly.
Good. Then climb in.
It was your idea. You should have the honor of being the first to be buried.
Oh, that's so courteous of you.
Credit where credit is due.
All right, then. I'm too long with the top hat on. Could you hold it for me?
With pleasure.
Very comfortable thus far. Now, pile the soil on top.
Are you certain?
Of course. Just do it. Fantastic. The darkness. The silence. You have to try this. We should have funeral music. And the customer should have his photo taken with me beforehand. Write that down, Wilbur. And we'll have canopies for the bereaved. Have you got that, Wilbur? Canopies and gun salutes. Cannons, Wilbur. We need cannons.
I hope he's happy now. Come here, little one. I'm not going to hurt you. I only need your help for a few minutes. Not a chance. I'll never catch it that way. I'll have to think of something else. Grandad told me about these. The treetop is jammed under a rock. A slight tug on the rope and the noose will tighten in a flash. That's the plan anyway. There's a sack on the cart. Something about the smell tells me it's probably full of rotten grain. Nothing for me there. Let's see. Nope, nothing more there. I'll place the flag back in the entrance. It sure is helpful having allies who know their way around the city. Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Hello, Mr. Underhill. What do you want?
I'm now one of Master Marcus's official pupils. His best.
Great. Come again when you've got your diploma.
It won't be long now.
Yeah.
I'm off to get my mage diploma. You'll see. That carrot can't even fit into Bertram's cage anymore. Maybe he really does eat a tad too much. I think this is doing him a favour. I'll leave him there until I've been to see the Archmage. Otherwise he might try and bury me next. The treetop is jammed under a rock. A slight tug on the rope and the noose will tighten in a flash. That's the plan anyway. That should work. Ah! No! Thank the gods it was only knocked out. Hello.
Wilbur, what can I do for you?
Look, here's the rabbit for the spell.
And a white one at that. That's perfect. Now we just need the top hat.
On my way. I have the top hat for the spell. I had to pry it from death's icy grasp, so to speak.
Well, at last we've got everything. Come over here. Put the top hat on the table. Put the rabbit in. Now I'm putting a black cloth into the hat. This on top and finished. As you can see, an empty top hat.
But
You have to do a lot of arm waving and the like. The audience mustn't be allowed to get a proper look at the hat. Then you say a few incantations and make a big to-do about it. You haven't got a pretty assistant, have you?
isn't that...
Once the excitement has reached boiling point, then... Ta-da! You pull the rabbit out of the hat, but make sure the cloth stays in the hat. Otherwise, the whole trick is blown. Quite clever, isn't it?
That's fraud, and it's not magic either.
Of course not, but it looks like it.
But I wanted to learn a real spell.
Are you out of your mind? That takes months.
I can't just swindle my way to my diploma with a trick like that.
Excuse me, you said you wanted to get your mage degree, and you said you needed it quick. This is your only chance.
Oh, what choice do I have?
Good luck with the show.
I'll just be going.
I have seen...
Excuse me, Master Teacher.
What is it?
Look here.
Oh, my, is that?
Yep, the amulet of Balthazar the Brittle.
How? How did you get your hands on that?
I went through the mirror, and after incredibly exciting, meaningless and challenging quests in the Netherworld, I managed to get the amulet.
I just can't believe it. A little gnome? How is that possible?
Everything is possible, remember?
I almost believe that too. If someone had told me that a gnome without mage history in the family would pass 2 mage degree exams in such a short amount of time, I wouldn't have believed it. There's a lot more to you than meets the eye, Wilbur.
Thank you. And I'm going to pass the last test too.
I still don't believe it, but I'd be happy to be proved wrong.
I'd like to show you the trick. Spell.
I look forward to it.
As you can see, the top hat is completely empty. Abracadabra. Bunny, are you okay?
Fantastic. You've almost transformed the rabbit in the hat into a sheep. That's extraordinary. Almost impossible. There must be considerably more magic in you than I ever thought, Wilbur Weathervane.
Oh, thank you. Well, I had a fantastic assistant.
I'm speechless. You're the first gnome in centuries to become a graduate mage. And you've passed the exams quicker than anyone else in history. What's your secret?
I believe I can do anything I want if I just believe in myself.
Oh, really? You could fly like a bird just because you believe in yourself.
Well, maybe not that.
But that's exactly what you've done. You've achieved something impossible.
Maybe I was lucky.
Or it was predestined. As unbelievable as it is, you've passed all 3 exams. Wait. Mage degree for Wilbur Weathervane from the White Ridge Mountains.
Oh.
My brother won't believe his eyes.
Your brother?
The Archmage.
The Archmage is your brother?
Yes, of course. He always believed that our bleak fate would take a change for the better. And slowly, I'm beginning to believe that again, too. You've given me hope, Wilbur Weathervane. You know that? Nothing can stop you. You're a fine example to me. If there's anything I can do for you, come back. You have a friend in me.
Oh.
Now go. You've waited long enough. Give my brother what you came to give him.
Psst! Wilbur!
Hello, Mr. King. Look, I'm a certified mage.
I told you you'd do it. We're all so proud of you.
Thanks.
Our work is now done. We are all well fed. I think it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, you want to leave for the country?
That's right. But if you want to come and visit us, Master Wilbur Weathervane will always be welcome by us rats. So long, Wilbur.
See you soon. Hello, Mr. Shieldhand.
Hello, Mr. Underhill. What do you want?
Cast your eyes on this. Effective immediately. You may address me as Master Weathervane, and I wish to see the Archmage now.
Weathervane? How come Weathervane?
That's my mage name, Master Wilbur Weathervane. Now open the gate and smartly. I wish to speak to the Archmage.
And what is it? Why is this gnome wearing mage clothing?
Your Honour, this is Master Wilbur Weathervane, an accredited mage and therefore a member of your order.
Nonsense. I know all the mages in the land.
But it's true. I completed my degree today under your brother's tutelage, Master Marcus.
That's impossible. I've no time for such absurdity. Take your leave, gnome.
But I'm supposed to give you something. A ring.
A ring? From whom?
From a gremlin. Yesterday he landed right on my feet in the White Ridge Mountains. He gave me this ring and said that it could decide the course of the war.
Master Alistair, I turn to you in great haste as well as in great fear. I have made a discovery that could decide all of our fates. I know where the artifact of destiny is to be found. Your Serene Highness, you know the stories. A legendary artifact created by the goddess of destiny and providence. An extraordinarily precious and dangerous thing, as good fortune is bestowed on its carrier. Everything that he attempts succeeds. Everything that he desires he receives. Everything bends to his will, always. It is a truly dreadful power, a god's power. Just imagine if this were to fall into the hands of the enemy. I have found that the artifact is hidden in a temple on a small island called Sordia. You must find it and bring it to safety. You must! Help us, Master Alistair. You're our only hope.
That was him. That was the gremlin who was taken away by these evil types on a dragon.
Shades? The Shadow Army has taken this gremlin prisoner? Sir, we have to send everything and everyone to this island. Every ship, every griffin, every...
Enough! We have to behave inconspicuously. We don't know what information the Shades already have, and we mustn't help them get on the right track.
No, sir. But if they have the gremlin, then it'll only be a matter of time until we...
The island of Sordia, where the devil is that? I've never heard of it. I'll be leaving the city for a few days. I have to do some research in the archives.
But the Seastone archives have lots of...
Silence, guard! I will send a group of trustworthy comrades to the island as soon as I've found it. And you... One word of this message, just one single word, to anyone, and I'll grind you into a fine powder. Understand?
Of course. Understood, sir.
Go! Leave me alone with the youngster. And don't let anybody up here, mage or not. Understood?
Understood, sir.
And you, Mr. Weather Thingy, you've done very well indeed.
Weathervane, sir. Thank you. My granddad won't believe this when I tell him.
That won't be possible for some time. You'll have to stay here and hold the fort. I want you to prepare for a small expedition. Find some companions. 2 should be enough. You shall all go and fetch the artifact as soon as I have found the island.
But when it comes to something as important as this, wouldn't it be better to send an experienced treasure hunter?
Nonsense. No one knows you. You don't even exist as far as the enemy is concerned. You won't arouse any attention. That is our most important weapon in this matter. You'll be back long before the enemy even knows what's happening.
But I think...
Enough said. I am the leader of the Order, and this is an order. Choose 2 accomplices and wait here for me. And don't talk to anyone about this. Dismissed.
When
will I be back? As soon as I can. But it might take a few days for me to find the island we're looking for.
The gremlin told me that a book hidden in his secret cellar describes the way to the artifact's location.
Really? That's good to know. That went better than I had hoped for.
A fiendish plan, Mankus. Well done! Now you know where the artifact is hidden, and the real Archmage will remain out of your tentacles for as long as I need. Mother will keep him busy. She's summoned up all of her dark magic. When he returns, you will have the artifact of divine fate in your hands at last. And Seastone will burn, just like every other Alliance town.
Oh man, yesterday I was sweeping floors and today I'm a certified mage and part of the greatest adventure since Nightilo fought the broccoli monster. An artifact that grunts unlimited power. Hopefully the Shades never get wind of it. In their hands, something like that would definitely mean the end of the world. But the Archmage won't let it come to that. I find myself 2 companions and wait here for him. By the gods, that's a female orc, here in the human town, and she's taken one of them prisoner. I must notify the town guard right away, and Master Marcus. Together we must fight to the last drop of blood, and...
I can hear you!
Stay where you are, I'm a mage.
So I see.
A dangerous battle mage.
Now that on t'other hand I find doubtful.
Who are you? What do you want here? And how did you get here?
A lot of questions. Give me one good reason why I should answer them.
Her name is Elizabeth. She's come here for the annual beauty contest and has brought a golden Pegasus with her. He's called Bob.
Pegasi or Pegasuses? Anyway, they're always white, and no one would name their Pegasus Bob.
I am a bounty hunter and just passing through.
Are bounty hunters allowed to simply tie up here?
Certainly. Bounty hunters and merchants are neutral in this war.
Nobody wanted the bounty hunters.
I'm just waiting for Bill the merchant who has my provisions. Then I'm on my way.
I have no idea what's going on here, but the airship could be exactly what I need for my expedition.
Who did you just speak to?
To no one, really. So your name isn't Elizabeth?
I am known as Mazaz.
Or Sugar Lips, Greenie, or just, "Oi, you fella!" And she is one lousy bounty hunter.
That's right. I only catch imbeciles. Those who are even more stupid than me.
Where are you taking your prisoners?
That's none of your business, dwarf. They know, and that's enough.
I'm not a dwarf, I'm a gnome.
Too right, Shorty. Don't take any nonsense. Turn her into a sheep.
I can only transform rabbits into kind of a sheep.
Great. That's helpful.
I have to go.
If you see the merchant, can you tell him that I'll rip his ears off if he doesn't turn up here soon?
A large net. Might be a fishing net, or maybe one of those cargo nets. A coiled rope. It's been used a lot.
Hey! What do you think you're doing there? That's my rope.
Your rope? It belongs to the Mary and is therefore my rope.
Perhaps you haven't quite understood this yet. The ship no longer belongs to you. It now belongs to me.
Over my dead body.
Aye.
Well, no matter who the rope belongs to, it's not mine. Sorry. A bale of cargo. Looks heavy. Maybe compressed cotton or the like. It's a long way down beneath the plank. You wouldn't catch me standing on it. I've never seen a creature like that before. It's similar to the demon from the inn. Maybe it's just an animal. Ooh!
Hi.
I'm Wilbur. Who are you?
Someone with a tiny problem, as you can see. Could you do me a favor and whack that green lady over the head?
Come on, Nate. I'm only doing my job here.
I know the job market's tough, but yours is going to cost me my neck.
Undoubtedly.
Are you a pirate or something?
No.
Yes.
Well, I have been called that occasionally, but I'm just about as much of a pirate as Mazaz here is a ballet dancer. I'm the captain of this proud ship, the Mary. I'm a freelance treasure hunter.
You're a swindler.
And you're a terrible ballet dancer.
I like ballet. You're a professional treasure hunter. So you know your way around sunken temples and the like.
Of course. I have traveled all across the skies to the ends of the earth. I've fought Cyclops and seen things that a man probably shouldn't have. Such as Mazaz here, for example.
Suppose I needed to travel to a certain island, and I could show you the island on a map. Could you bring me there?
Well, apart from the fact that I'm sitting here in a cage, then sure.
Then we'll just have to free you.
Hello? I still happen to be here.
What's that got to do with it?
See you later.
Take care, Shorty.
Captain Nate, but how do I get past that orc lady? And all on my own. She really does look terrifying. I mean, I don't know what orc women usually look like, but that one, I wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Now that really was just bad luck. She can't blame me for that.
No, of course not. The treasure simply flew away.
What was I supposed to do? There was a whole herd of cows there and I had to give the shaman something.
Perhaps you shouldn't have relieved yourself in their holy lake.
There weren't any signs. How was I to know that that moon thing was reflecting in it? Oh, never mind.
If I were them, I would have just strung you up.
Well, you can do that now.
Do you really think you'll get away so lightly?
Ooh, that is very interesting. Impressive what we mages can do, my order and I. How does one get to the islands? Maybe some mages can teleport themselves. That, or they can climb really well. I don't know what to ask him, and I don't want to appear too curious. Shieldhand has one of these down at the gate too. I guess dozens of guards used to patrol the town. The pillar holds up this little roof. It looks pretty strong.
But I still can't let you go up, my lovely.
I will say it once more. I have to give the Archmage a book. It's important.
I don't know anything about a book. And believe me, whatever the Archmage is up to, is more important than your stupid book.
But...
End of discussion. Only graduate mages or people with an invitation from the Archmage can go into the tower. And to be precise, I don't see any of those at the moment, sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
You're an elf, right?
Indeed. And you are a kind of wood goblin?
I'm a gnome. Wilbur Weathervane. Master Wilbur Weathervane. Pleased to meet you.
You're a mage.
With diploma.
Then you can go into the upper town and into the mage tower.
That's exactly where I've just come from.
Could you take me up there?
Who are you?
My name is Ivadora Eleonora Clarissa, Princess of Silverwood.
Ooh. And you're a real princess from Silverwood.
Call me Ivo. He's called Cheap Cheap.
I overheard you talking to the city guard about a book. Do you need to take it to the Archmage?
I have to. It's very important.
Could it be that you got this book from a gremlin secret cellar? A gremlin who shortly before had been ejected over the White Ridge Mountains?
Get out of my brain, you mage.
You almost dropped the professor on my head. He sent me here with a secret message for the Archmage.
Oh, were you able to bring him the news?
Yes, it was very disquieting. I believe that the book you're carrying explains just where an extremely powerful artifact can be found.
Yeah, the gremlin did hint at something of that sort. He was very concerned.
He's got every reason to be. The Archmage is gone. He's trying to find out exactly where the artifact is hidden. And then I'm supposed to go get it, quietly and secretly, along with 2 friends.
But it's here. This book tells us where the artifact can be found.
Unfortunately, the Archmage doesn't know that. This whole story is too much for one gnome. I think we should work together.
I should really be at home in the Elf Burrow listening to Uncle Ignacio droning on. I am in enough trouble already.
Don't you understand? This book explains the exact location of the artifact of divine power. That's precisely the information the Archmage is looking for.
Then take the book and wait for him here.
And if the Shades are faster than we are? What if they manage to extract the information from the old gnome before the Archmage returns?
And what then? Are we to fight the Shades single-handed? And what are we talking about here, by the way? What is it that the Shadow Army want to get their hands on?
I can't tell you that here. How about this? I'll get you into the Mage Tower somehow, and there I'll show you the Professor's message and...
And then I can decide whether I'm in or not.
It's a deal. I'll be back.
And I will wait.
This fruit looks like grapes. In truth, they're grapes from a poison ivy. I was bedridden for 2 weeks because of those as a child, and I read about Nighttilo's adventures. A colourful bird. If it were not impossible, I would say he was looking at me rather reproachfully. I'm a... Master Marcus? You'll never believe this, but... Master Marcus? Hello? He's not here. A folded note with my name on it.
Dear Wilbur, you probably don't even know what you've achieved. Not only have you completed your mage degree quicker than anyone ever, you've also shown an old man that there's always hope. I thank you for that. I have gone to stand at my brother's side at Wildthorn Pass. He's there fighting back the Shadow Army's vicious onslaught. I hope to see you again soon, Master Weathervane. Marcus Maria Alistair, Master of Magic.
P.S. I would like to pass my magic glasses on to you as a gift. I do not need them anymore. My nose belongs in the fresh air, not amongst old books. This is really very nice of Master Marcus, but couldn't he have kept his thirst for action under control just for a few more hours? I could really use him, yeah? And he's not likely to find his brother there either. He's off looking for the island in some archive, not standing on some battlefield. It can't be helped. He's gone. I'll just have to carry on alone. I don't know what that fountain is supposed to represent, but I hope I never meet it in real life. Dad always says, what you don't have in your head, you'd better have in your books. There's something on top of that cabinet. Some papers of some sort. Maps, maybe. That's too high, I can't reach. Strange idea, stretching a map over a globe like that. How are you supposed to use it? The flower keeps floating away from it. Maybe it's shy. Now that's what I call magic. Fantastic. That is probably the thickest book I've ever seen. It says Encyclopedia Fantastica here. Fantastic knowledge in just one volume. Wow! No idea what these globes are supposed to represent, but they're gorgeous. A huge map of the entire country, and I've only seen a tiny corner of it to date. That's a telescope. Grandad has one. The question is it a masterpiece of technology or magic? Or perhaps both? Floating furniture is really practical when you want to mop the floor. As someone who comes from the mountains, I'm not really an expert on ships, but that's called a thingy. Hi!
What do you want?
Could I persuade you to let Cap and Nick go?
You could give it a go.
Would you please set him free?
Shame. Didn't work. Close thing, though.
I have to go.
If you see the merchant, can you tell him that I'll rip his ears off if he doesn't turn up here soon?
A colourful bird. If it were not impossible, I would say he was looking at me rather reproachfully. Hello, Evo.
Have you worked out a way to get me into the upper town yet?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
Welcome, Master Wilbur.
Mr. Shieldhand, I must insist that you allow the young elf over there entrance to the upper town.
No.
But, you know, it's about that thing.
What thing?
The thing we talked to the Archmage about. The important thing.
I don't know what you mean. Nothing unusual has happened, and even if it had, then we'd be forbidden to discuss it. And most certainly there would have been a crystal clear order to let nobody into the upper town.
But...
No matter what the reason. Do we understand each other?
As an accredited mage, I must unfortunately bid you adieu.
Very well, Master Wilbur.
That won't work. The bounty hunter would notice. The pillar holds up this little roof. It looks pretty strong. Good idea.
You've already kept that promise once before.
Of course.
But what's with this oh so important message then?
Come with me to the Mage Tower. I'll show you there.
Hurry, or none of us will be in control of our own destinies. Help us, Master Alistair. You're our only hope.
This is not good at all.
Now do you understand? We have to do something. If the Archmage hasn't returned soon, we have to find the island's location using the book and then rescue the artifact ourselves.
You're right. We have to do something. No mortal should be in possession of such power. I'm in.
Yay! And there's an airship moored right outside. Maybe Cap and Nate will fly us to the island.
One thing at a time. First, we have to find out where this island is.
That's too high. I can't reach. Hello, Evo.
What's up?
Let's have a look in the Gremlin's book. Somewhere there must be a reference to the island of Sordia.
Okay now, what do we have here? A story about a magician and his sheep.
Oh, a story about mages, with pictures.
You won't like this story, believe me. Here. This is the travel log of a fairy explorer. In it, he describes how he landed on an island. He sketched the temple ruins.
And the professor believes that the artifact is in this temple on the island of Sordia.
Exactly. The fairy explorer described his route very precisely.
Never heard of it.
Me neither. We have to find it.
I have to think a minute. Could you take over here?
Of course. There are several large pieces of paper on top of the bookcase. Could possibly be maps. No problem. That looks like a tactical map to me. There are troop movements marked on it. Presumably that was years ago. One of the maps is a rough copy of the map on the wall. I can use it to mark where the island is situated, but we'll have to locate it first. The Archmage and I appear to have a hobby in common. But naturally, we elves don't use any gadgets to observe the planets and stars. Now then, Krunpak. I will find you eventually.
I don't believe this. I just can't find the place.
Me neither. It isn't on the map.
But why would this fairy explorer describe a place that doesn't exist? Or did it once exist but is now abandoned?
That's it. Krunpak is the name of the place in the Shades language. When the fairy explorer was there, it was a shade town. But this map is new, so it'll have the human name of the town.
So we have to find out what the town of Krunpak used to be called.
Exactly. A few papers, magic gadgets, and junk. That's the Encyclopedia Fantastica, a torrid attempt to squeeze all the world's knowledge between two book covers. I can't read it. These distrustful mages have written it using magic ink. The town guard will only let mages and people with prior invitations up there. Looking at your clothes, my guess is that you pretended to be a mage.
I'm not pretending to be a mage. I am a mage, with a diploma.
I find it quite difficult to believe that a young gnome from the White Ridge Mountains is a mage.
But it's true. I did the training with Master Marcus down in the city.
You learn everything that one needs to know for the mage diploma in a few hours.
Aye. Wasn't easy though. Almost killed me.
I think you should have a bit more of a think. I'm going to take a break.
Sure, no problem. Incredible! Now I have the glasses on. The pages are filled from top to bottom with fine script. Without the glasses, the pages appear totally empty. So the glasses are as useful as they are cool. What should I look for? Alright, I just hope the encyclopedia is more up to date than the map. Kedguri, Kayak, Kedguri, Kismet, Krunabel the Terrible, Krunpak. Krunpak, once known as Redstonbury, is a town in the southern heath, known mainly for its salt mining and the blah blah blah. Redstonbury, this is it. So, Redstonbury, where are you?
That isn't Restonbury.
Oops.
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 That isn't Restonbury.
Oops. There it is! Redstonbury.
Excellent. From there, we have to follow the footsteps of the fairy explorer. There are 7 steps in total. I'll read them out, and you look where it takes us, okay? Good. We're in Redstonbury. The first point is 2 days' march north to the foot of the mountains. Where's that? Mark the place. Okay, from there, 1 day's march eastwards. The place has to be somewhere on a large plain. Next step, go northeastwards until you reach the road. You got it? Follow the road in a northerly direction until you reach a river. The next marker goes where the road meets the river. Follow the river to its mouth. That's good. Now head south. Follow down the coast until you reach a large bay. East of the bay, there should be islands. Mark the bay. Okay, from there, head northeast. It's the second island along. You got it?
That must be the Isle of Sordia right there.
Good work. I don't think that we've made a mistake. So that over there is Sordia. Let's mark the island on the small map.
So, now we've found the island, all we need is some transportation.
And that is floating outside.
You got it. Hello, Evo.
What's up?
I have to think a minute. Could you take over here?
Of course. Why do mortal beings feel the urge to fritter the gift of magic away on such nonsense? Grotesque. I hope you now agree that we can't stay out of this business any longer. No one, neither the orcs nor the humans, could deal with such power. Good. I don't want to climb down there. If we need something from the lower town, then Wilbur can get it. The rope, however, could come in useful. A halberd, but I have no intention of fighting. Muscle power has never got us elves anywhere. Goods are transported in bales. This one here appears to be very heavy. One could get onto the airship via the plank were it not for an ugly orc woman standing on it.
I've never seen a creature like that before. It's similar to the demon from the inn. Maybe it's just an animal.
Modern airship parts are made out of metal. The metal frame's built for heavy loads. I can't do that without the bounty hunter noticing. One could get onto the airship via the plank were it not for an ugly orc woman standing on it. Orcs are tough, strong and aggressive. That one there looks fit. I don't know if I could eliminate her. If at all, it would be with speed, or with brains. Hello, Orc.
What do you want, elf?
I need the human for a few days. Will you lend him to me?
No, I'm carrying out a task and I'll fulfill it.
Then I'll take him.
If you can get past me.
Meow!
Shut it, Nate.
There's never a mud wrestling pit when you need it most.
Do you really think that you have a ghost of a chance against Mazaz?
Who are you?
I am Mazaz.
Is that a strapping master swordsman that you've got locked up there? I need him.
Hey, marry me, elf.
I want that human and I'll have him before sundown.
Ooh, Elfie.
I'm looking forward to seeing how you're going to achieve that, elf.
How about this little competition? Elf against orc. It'll be a classic.
As long as it's not going to be about who can best howl at the moon by a swamp, then the result is a given.
What about dental care, general education, or thunderous thighs?
Shut it, Nate. So, what do you suggest?
How about with a bit of ballet?
I knew it. Only a young elfweed could suggest something like that.
Young elf? I was here even before you orcs were invented.
Then you should possess some kind of skills that go beyond dancing around a bit. So, what do you suggest?
So we could have a race?
Not that I wouldn't win, but it strikes me as a little risky to leave my quarry with your short-arsed accomplice.
Scared?
Suggest something that we can do here. Then you'll see that I fear nothing, much less you.
You think that you're strong, so how about a bit of arm wrestling?
You are joking, aren't you? An elf beating an orc warrior at arm wrestling? Never!
So, are you willing to give it a shot?
Of course. Why not? Come here. Okay, let's do it. Hey, elf. I said let's do it. Let me know when you're ready. Shall we warm up? Right. I'm ready. Shall we start?
Puh.
What's the matter? Fed up already?
I think you should have a bit more of a think. I'm going to take a break.
Sure, no problem. Here, Ivo, a power elixir. Maybe you can use it.
Thank you.
Hello, Ivo.
What's up?
I have to think a minute. Could you take over here?
Of course. I just have to be careful Cheap Cheap doesn't get wind of this. He'd tell on me at home. I can't feel anything. I wonder if it worked. Hello, Orc.
What do you want, elf?
How about another round of arm wrestling?
Now, there's someone who likes to be humiliated. I will flatten you.
We'll see about that. This time I'm playing for real.
Of course!
Ivo's holding with ease. I just wonder how long that power elixir works. The plank is free, but what should I do with it now? I don't know what to ask him, and I don't want to appear too curious. A bale of cargo. Looks heavy. Maybe compressed cotton or the like. Ivo's holding with ease. I just wonder how long that power elixir works. I don't know what that pipe's for, but it has something to do with, airships. I don't know what to ask him, and I don't want to appear too curious.
Yes!
Magic! There's magic at play here.
An elf would never cheat, as well you know.
I want revenge!
Perhaps some other time.
Hello, Evo.
What's up?
I have to think a minute. Could you take over here?
Of course. Here, you take the rope. It'll be of more use to you. Hello, Orc.
What do you want, Elf?
So, another round of arm wrestling?
You were just lucky. I wasn't concentrating.
Of course.
The plank is free, but what should I do with it now? The plank is free, but what should I do with it now? The plank is free, but what should I do with it now? I tied one end of the rope around the bale, the other is hanging loose. The plank is... The net is now lying on the plank. You can't cross the plank without stepping on the net. That looks like a good trap to me. I was holding with ease. I just wonder how long that power elixir works. I was holding with ease. I just wonder how long that power elixir works.
Yes!
Magic! There's magic at play here.
An elf would never cheat, as well you know.
I want revenge.
Perhaps some other time.
I can't do it.
Oi, what's going on?
Ivor!
What the?
Now!
Oops. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Well, hey, that was brilliant. Get us out of here.
Hello.
Hi down there. Mizaz's departure was a little abrupt.
Yes, somehow I always have problems with the fine-tuning on my traps.
Main thing is, she's gone.
Ivor and I have to travel to a certain island as quickly as possible. Will you take us there?
What's going on there, then?
Oh, it's an archaeological expedition.
All right.
You owe us that, Nate. We've rescued you from certain death.
Oh, yeah, I'd have worked something out myself. And, my pretty one, to you, I'm Captain Bonnet. I'm not interested in a scientific expedition.
If you don't want to help us, then just stay up there till the bounty hunter comes back. And what do you think the Green Lady's gonna do to you when she does get back?
You've got a point there. On the other hand, you still need my airship. And do you know how to steer a flying ship?
Well, it's about this... thing.
This thing? And you don't want to tell me what this thing is? Are you scared I'll go off looking for it myself? Is it that valuable?
Well, actually,
Yes.
Ah, and where is it exactly?
On an island. We'll show you when we're in the air.
Well, I reckon for 50%,
But you're alone.
there's two of us, just like you two.
You're counting your pet as well.
Well, you have.
hey,
A third. You fly us there and then stay out of the way once we've arrived.
Okay, fine, we're in. Now will you get us down at last? Everything okay with you guys?
Yes! This must be the entrance to the temple. How long do you think it'll take to repair the engine?
Oh, it's more complicated than it seemed. You shouldn't wait for me.
ooh, how excited! A sunken temple full of danger and adventure, a lost artifact, and we are the valiant treasure hunters hot on the trail.
Listen, Wilbur, you did really well in Seastone, but this is different. Things could get really dangerous here. I prefer if you stayed out of this.
But,
I'll call you if I need you, okay?
but...
He's gonna hate me for that. But I'd rather have an insulted gnome to deal with than a dead one.